Let's see. Gwyneth Brannigan. But so, once she demanded that I drop everything and come help her. I wasn't even the one that bagged her groceries. I was just the first person that she grabbed, because I guess she didn't trust the bagger that wrung her out. I don't know. And, of course, you know, I'm pushing the cart, and I wasn't pushing it slow enough. I wasn't pushing it fast enough. I wasn't loading her groceries right. It was just eventually like, go away. If you're not going to tell me ahead of time, then just do it yourself. You're perfectly healthy. She was like 50. She wasn't even old.
At least that...
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Do you know if any of the hospital staff have criminal backgrounds?
The people who work here all come from very different backgrounds, Doctor. Just like the patients.
Let's see. What's the best game you've ever played? I know we're taking a break, a short break mid-dialogue, but we haven't done anything yet. And honestly, I'm trying to break up the dialogue a little bit just because there's a lot of dialogue. Anyway, probably my favorite, well, no. There's a difference between best video game and favorite video game. Best from, like, mechanics, writing, lore, whatever, God of War from this year. I don't think I've played an objectively better game than God of War. That said, I like stuff like Hollow Knight, Chroma Squad, and a bunch of roguelikes better than that. But God of War absolutely is the best game I have ever played. Probably. Anyway, let's keep going.
Why does Dr. Tippets claim you're the main reason he keeps working, despite his fatigue?
If it wasn't for him, I probably would have left the Pembroke years ago.
Dr. Tippets does not think of you as just a nurse anymore, does he?
If you're suggesting he's not taking my gender into consideration when it comes to medical practice and knowledge, I really hope he doesn't.
Have you seen a strange man visiting any of the nurses here?
I've never heard of such a thing, Doctor.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Let's see. Wonder you're going to play Jurassic World when it comes out. No idea. My usual assumption with Jurassic anything is probably no. Just because, I did not like Jurassic World the movie. And I'm always, like, assuming that Jurassic World the game's not going to be great either. I might play it if they send me a press copy, though. I just know dinosaur games get mobbed by other YouTubers.
Jesus. I've
Anyway.
never seen so many people dying at the same time.
Oh, we got a note. Crumpled letter. I'm tired of your shit, Clay. What the fuck did you do? All the bloody docs are gossiping about how my husband was just got by that stupid kid. How many times did I tell you to count to 20 before drawing your blade? How can we expect to do proper business and have people obey if you keep on killing everyone who dares cross you? Now rumor says some blokes from the dead's family are looking for you, and one of them even swore to kill you. Don't come home tonight. I've seen strange men patrolling the streets. They may be some commie militia or something like that sent to arrest you. Go to a safe place for a few days. Maybe go to the hospital or Whitechapel. Make yourself useful for once by checking if any business could be settled over there. When the situation is calmer, I'll send a wet boot boy so that you know to come back. Edwina.
Good evening, Mr. Cox.
Dr. Reid. Still working at night, I see. I like that.
And why is that?
People who don't sleep at night always seem more alive to me. More interesting, one way or another.
Do you ever think about that poor fellow I saw you push in the water?
The wound he gave me will make sure I don't forget him. Still fucking hurts. Boss had cut me good.
That man was determined to murder you. You almost died.
What a surprise. The first time I met him, he nearly shit himself. Fucking coward. I guess revenge gives you balls.
What did he want? Revenge?
I recently had to kill his brother. Poor arsehole thought it would be easy to return the favour.
Only the strongest survive, then? Survival at all costs. Is that all you think about?
I'm the toughest bastard you'll ever meet, Dr. Reid. And I don't give a fuck what you think of me.
How is your hospitalization going, Mr. Cox?
This is a shitty place with shitty staff. But as long as I'm treated all right, I'll be fine.
What's wrong with the Pembroke staff?
That bastard you sent to bring me here, Milton. I thought he was going to break all my bones before I reached my bed.
I see. Any other smart comments?
The nurses aren't too ugly. Especially that foxy one, Nurse Crane. Pretty brunette, tough attitude, all like that.
What's wrong with the hospital?
Come on, Dr. Reid. The place is a dump. Smelly, sad, and dirty.
But you're alive thanks to the efforts and dedication of the staff here, aren't you?
What are you expecting, a medal? I thought that saving lives was just part of the job. Must be an unsatisfactory profession at this time, I'm sure.
You know what would be a really rad game? A straight mashup between this and Dishonored. That'd be cool. Like, Dishonored without the, semi-linear levels. Well, anyway.
Am I right to assume your wife's letter pissed you off, Clay?
I was so mad, I threw away the knife she got me when we got married.
Your wife gave you a knife as a wedding present.
That knife has always been my lucky charm. If I'd had it in my hand when I got stabbed on that pier, I'd not have been wounded.
Do you want it back?
I don't need it here, but if you'd be kind enough to bring it to me, I'd be really grateful.
A grateful Clay Cox? I might just find your knife and bring it back to you to see that happen.
I can give you directions, but I'll be surprised if you manage to find it. My hideout isn't meant to be found easily.
A lucky charm? I never would have taken you as the superstitious type.
We all have our flaws, Doc. Mine's to have my weapon of choice for when the really dirty business comes around.
How long do you think you can escape the law, Clay?
I know this city like the back of my hand, Doc. I know its streets, who to pay, who to avoid, and who to bully. I won't get caught.
We can't escape the consequences of our actions. The past catches up with us in the end.
I ain't afraid of death. I don't hide who I am. I live my life honestly, which is more than I can say for most folks.
And who are you, then?
I'm the leader of the Wet Boot Boys. One day, I'll leave this shitty place and punch in the face all who thought I would not come back.
What can you tell me about your marriage, Clay?
Marriage is the sweetest cage, they say. Well, I found myself locked in one with a wild animal.
You mean your wife keeps you on your toes?
No, I mean, we both have claws and we both love to bite.
Have you heard of any underhand dealings going on in the hospital?
Blackmail? That's not my style. Too risky. The black market, though. Now that's where the money is.
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox.
Is this supposed to be an hospital? A pigsty would smell better.
And there's definitively kind of a need for more room here. This is a 3-floor hospital, and pretty much everything we've ever seen has... Oh.
Miss, please, I feel sick. Get over here now.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that bit.
Hey, Doc.
You're lucky to be alive, Mr. Cox. I hope you're starting to take better care of yourself.
This place is full of sickness and decay. How could I get better in such a dump?
Consider yourself lucky that I'm treating all of my patients equally. But don't push your luck.
Don't play the innocent with me. I'm sure you have good reasons to act this way. And also weaknesses that can be exploited.
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox.
When I get back, I'll have a word with Tom. He's really pissed me off this time.
Okay, so we also have There's Dorothy Crane, but she's not in the right spot, which means she's elsewhere. Anyway, so he's recovering. So we've still got to meet 2 more characters along the way. Because one thing is, I wanna keep this place sanitized at some point. There's a quest chain with the injured man with the injured arm. So I'll have to figure that one out.
Don't worry, we're safe. Don't worry, we're safe.
Please, sir. I need help bad.
What's going on?
I'm Blight, sir. Mutant Blight. I've lost my mate. Can't find him anywhere.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid from the Pembroke Hospital. Please, calm down and give me more details.
Oswald and myself were both infantry, sir. We were en route for the hospital, but... well, we had a disagreement. And Oswald ran off towards the canal.
How long have you been searching for him?
I can't go there. Too many rats by the water. Fucking rats. Can't stand them since the war, sir. Can't stand them at all.
Don't be ashamed, Mr. Blight. Many soldiers who survived the trenches suffer from musophobia. I'll see what I can do for your friend. What can you tell me about yourself?
I'm Oswald's best friend. We served in the same regiment, sir. We've taken care of each other since we came back from the front.
What can you tell me about your friend?
His name is Oswald Thatcher. We survived the war together. Oswald is nervous and quite fragile since we came back from the war.
This is a dangerous part of town. What are you doing here?
We were looking for the Pembroke Hospital. We both need help. Treatment, I mean. To get some sleep. Just need to feel better, sir.
Where was your friend the last time you saw him?
He went down by the canal. He didn't want to go to the hospital. I think he went to the sewers on purpose. So I couldn't go after him.
I have all the information I need for now. If I find anything out about your friend, I'll let you know as soon as I can.
Thank you, Dr. Reid.
Okay, so we've got somebody else to go for and look at.
It's locked, all right.
Interesting, those are locked now. Yeah, that is actually a separate storehouse from the one I was in. I think some of these are lootable, or I already looted these and the loot in here doesn't respawn. Okay. So anyway, we want to see if I can get to the other side. There we go. Finsbury Gate. Stable. I was probably just supposed to listen with, vamp senses. But I'm gonna look around for a little bit, seeing as we have the capacity to go over here. So this is where I was supposed to go.
One of them vermin.
Cool. I was wondering where I was supposed to go first, as far as, like, adventure goes. So, this section is where I was supposed to head first, maybe. I don't know. It's mainly just these guys aren't higher level than me, they're lower level than me, which means I could reasonably fight them, and they die really fast. Oh, maybe I'm supposed to be over here. No. Maybe I'm supposed to go that way. We'll see. At the end of the game, becomes a vampire doctor, detective, cowboy, astronaut, ninja. I'd play it. I mean, it'd be trashy, but I'd play a game like that. I've already seen that one. I rather do enjoy the mix of vampire business and being just a doctor. It's charming in many ways. Okay, no, I was supposed to be here, maybe? Or... No, I'm supposed to be over there.
No civilians allowed, sir.
Excuse me, I'm not a civilian. I am hardly a civilian. I am hardly a civilian. I'm in fact a vampire. Oh. There we go. Well, munchie nuts. Yeah, unfortunately... What the hell noise is that? Okay, honest question. Oh, that's the rogue skull. Directly below, right next to where Nurse Crane is. I have questions about everybody's ability to hear in here, including mine. Like, we didn't hear this thing until we were directly on top of it. Where am I supposed to...
No one is here. Relax. Don't worry, we're safe. Don't worry, we're safe. Don't worry, we're safe.
I thought it...
No one is here. Relax.
Ah. Okay, I had like an eyeball icon.
Don't worry, we're safe.
Investigate the citizens' actions. Well, there's a lot of blood over there, so maybe I'm just supposed to do that.
We're safe.
Yeah, don't worry, we're safe. Over and over and over again. While standing feet from a skull. I have questions. Okay, so I guess I was not supposed to go over to this side. Yeah, this is just a zombie, not a werewolf in the background, I think. I could be wrong. Okay, well, let's head for the grate. See what happens, but yeah, I'm not so sure about don't worry, we're safe. Ugh. It really doesn't seem safe over there. Okay. So let's Dr. Scooty all over there. Oh yeah.
You're sure you don't come back with me?
Nah. See someone at the hospital.
Be careful. You look so bad they may keep you as a patient.
Fuck 'em. I don't like hospitals. Or doctors.
Well then, when you go back to Whitechapel, you may find this useful.
What is it?
A pass for a free medical exam by the best nurse available. Just read it.
I don't read well, but thank you, I guess.
And nobody saw me. Just poof gone. Alright. Well, anyway. Yeah, the fact that this thing wasn't even aware? Or it was aware? Man, I don't even know how this works. I really don't understand how this works, but whatever. Okay, let's keep wandering around. There's some goodies around here. And I like to make plot progress very slowly and very awkwardly. Which is to say, I like to just wander around, fight things, and then come back for loot. Because the loot respawns. Makes it certainly a little bit better. Yeah, this one's certainly a bit tougher. As long as I don't get hit by that move, I just get all my HP back. That's gonna give me some bad habits. I should probably not do it. Honestly, what I need to do is just enhance my stamina some more. Large knife! A large and beautiful knife with a name engraved on the blade. Clay.
This must be Clay Cox's knife. A fine blade. No wonder he wants it back.
Go in the ranks. Didn't he say it would be hard to find? It's just down the canal. That was hardly a difficult challenge to find. What kind of boob is he? Why would you drink blood from that? Zombie snacks. And I should also upgrade my blood bar. Yeah, I got a lot of upgrades that I need to pick up, honestly. At least we're getting a lot of quinine, which is kind of nice. I just gotta get the recipe for headaches and we'll be good to go. The main problem is I don't want to upgrade anything until I've found practically everybody in the game. Because time passes, and whenever I rest, the, you know, events kind of happen off camera. So I'm just gonna preempt it by doing it all, or something. I'm not sure. What if you become a zombie vampire? I'd be surprised that that's in the game.
I don't want to die here. I want to see the sky, feel the fresh air.
So there's that Oswald fellow we're supposed
He's
to go
locked
find.
the door behind him. I need to find another way to follow him. This man has been savagely attacked and dragged to the floor.
Is that Oswald? I'm very confused. So Oswald is a separate person entirely. Where the heck is Oswald? Because I can hear him yelling, but I can also hear something going like blah blah blah.
I want to see the sky, feel the fresh air.
Oh. There they are. Well then. This is going to be ludicrously easy. I guess honestly at this point I can probably just kind of raffle stomp my way through. Oh crap. Okay, this is less raffle stompy. I was not expecting to have a second one come for me. Carmen Barbed Cudgel. I mean, honestly, I can still raffle stomp. I really wish I could actually mark enemies in this game. That'd be kind of nice. Hello! Zombie, zombie, zombie! Zombie, zombie, ow. Zombie, zombie, me munchy. It's weird. I don't think I've ever played a video game where you can eat the zombies. I do wish we could do some more detective work with the blood. This game almost kind of needs the detective cams from like Batman and Shadow of Mordor and whatnot. Oh wait, didn't that gangster-looking fella? Yeah, the mobster went through here. Or was he the guy that just got dragged off? I'm not entirely clear on that one. Who died? Because somebody got dragged off, somebody got locked in, but then we also have Oswald yelling the same lines over and over and over again over there. That's... I hate to rag on games. No, I don't. I hate to rag on games that I like. But like, this is one hell of a claustrophobia? He's claustrophobic and he went into the sewers. Oh, these are all those locked doors we saw. But like, they should never put side quest characters near plot stuff. Because like, this was dumb. Anyway, hello dumb man.
Are you injured, sir?
Help me get out of here. I need to get out.
I'm Dr. Reid, and I'd be glad to help you, but you must calm down first. Please, take a deep breath and tell me your name.
Okay. I'm Oswald Thatcher. Please, I need to get out.
Mr. Thatcher, your friend Newton sent me to help you. Do you remember him?
Yes, I do.
Good. Now leave this place and enjoy the cool night air. It's quite invigorating. I'm sure you'll feel better if you do.
Those options. But yeah, they should never have placed him in the same location as a quote-unquote plot area. Because I honestly thought Oswald was the one that got dragged off, you know, all those blood marks and whatnot that we saw. He's just going to stand there, by the way. Like, this character is not... This feels like a game that would have been, like, 10 out of 10 amazing 10 years ago. Even 5 years ago it would have been pretty good. But in 2018, some of these flaws are just inexcusable. Even with rose-tinted glasses on, which I have firmly placed some rose-tinted glasses on to enjoy this playthrough. It's not that it's, like, it's bad, but it's, like... This game could have been a lot better. And it's kind of... ridiculous that, they make a lot of these, like... mistakes that were made over the years that a lot of developers have, like, moved on from. It feels like the people that made this game haven't played other video games in the past 10 years. Huh. That's actually probably right. No, they played Bloodborne, but that was about it. Anyway, concerning the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole, I would advise our members to be very wary of these so-called scholars. Yes, indeed. Most of them are always affable and respectful whenever they approach us, but it would be quite unwise for a discreet circle like the Ascalon Club to foolhardily speak about our goals, our members, our traditions. I would also like to remind our fellow members that the Brotherhood itself is ancient enough to have some mysterious traditions. One of them, according to some informants, could be called the so-called Ban of the Dragon. The ritual of the so-called Ban of the Dragon. It seems that, in certain conditions, when the Brothers of St. Paul find violent or bloodthirsty immortal, they call upon him this ban. What is it exactly? I don't know. Does it really exist? I don't know for sure either. But what I've established as facts, it is that whenever a hostile or vindictive vampire is in London, it disappeared without a trace after the Brotherhood pronounced a ban upon him. The loyal Fergal Bansha himself has never been foolish enough to openly provoke the Brotherhood. This is a lesson we must all remember. Never be considered a dragon by the Brotherhood. From the Law of Ascalon by Lord Redgrave, founder. So I feel about the loading sequences in Mass Effect Andromeda. Oh, absolutely. Mass Effect Andromeda also felt like a video game where a lot of the people that made Mass Effect Andromeda honestly didn't feel like they had played Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. I really wish there were area maps. That's another thing. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but I get turned around really easily here. Just because a lot of these locations are just kind of dingy. I had the same problem in Fallout. Fallout 4's area maps were atrocious. But, like, sometimes it just feels like it would be worth it for developers to, like... What would I say? A standard. A base standard. You know, if you make action RPGs... Here's a couple of things that you really don't want to break from unless you know what you're doing. Like, having an NPC that say the same line over and over and over again in close proximity to the player. That's... should not be a mechanic in any game. Like, okay, maybe it repeats once an hour, but I was standing next to that guy, and how many times did we hear him say it? It was like 4 or 5 times this is going to be a boss fight. Hey, what sort of creature is this? We've already fought one! Dingle Hop? You've seen one of these! Okay, I'm totally out of stamina. I'm gonna probably take a bunch of his stamina off preemptively. Music is good, though. Like, I like this. It's just the reveal is totally ruined by the fact that I just encountered one of these suckers out in the world. It would have been good if they had actually made it so they wouldn't spawn until they wouldn't spawn until you encountered this thing in the story, because that would have been smart. Have the whole city kind of scale based on plot progress. You know, the vampire hunters. The vampire hunters remain kind of neutral until you get further in, and you don't run into any of these unless you like really go out of your way, as opposed to just running into one in the streets. I mean, how ridiculous would it be to play a game that's like that has this like big mystery, like, you know, that there's eldritch horrors midway through, and then you can just find one looking at you at a certain point, and it's like, well, that surprise is kind of ruined. I'm trying to think of games that have... Oh, this is going to hurt a bit. Actually, all the damage is front-loaded. Well, that's kind of ludicrously easy. Why am I only going backwards? I shouldn't be going backwards. God damn it. I pressed the dodge button, but whatever. Oh, he gets HP back. He's got a bite. Well then. I guess we get to trade nibbles. Ow. That's an interesting one. At this point, I'm just toying with them because I know I've got it. NPC repeating non-stop is...
Here's what's left of him. Not a lot to check, but I should...
Oops. I thought it was just loot. So, the NPC repeating non-stop is to aid players in locating things of interest in the open world. Your average gamer gets angry and gives up instantly if their hand isn't held in the average way. The entire way. I'm not sure if that's true. But, like... I would say I'm a pretty average gamer. I mean, obviously, I've got a hell of a lot more experience than most, just because I'm paid to play video games. But I don't think I get generally frustrated if I can't locate a yelling NPC. Though, I will admit, I do rely on you guys a lot to tell me when there is loot and things that I've missed along the way. So I guess it kind of makes sense. I don't know. I think it would be one of those that it would make a lot more sense to have the audio cues be like quiet weeping or turn... Actually, really, that guy should have started crying the moment we entered the room. But considering there were two zombie vampires just hanging out outside the door, wailing on it, like, you totally could have had that whole thing trigger the moment you enter the room, as opposed to 3 rooms away and you had to listen to him the entire time. Anyway, if you're sick and have no money, whoever you are, wherever you're from, come see Dorothy to get help. No tricks, no charges, no questions asked. Just find Darius Petrescu's house and present this coupon.
Some voucher for a free checkup in Whitechapel. What is Nurse Crane up to? I really must find her.
I mean, this seems like something that Swansea probably has sanctioned. Wait, this is where I came from. Is there nothing else in here? Oh, yeah, I guess not. This place is empty. Weird. But yeah, I understand why the devs will do stuff like that. I just feel like this is overcompensating. I guess is my point. Get annoyed at bosses. You guys straight up have to be freaking perfect against. That's part of the reason why I'm not too keen on playing Bloodborne alone. I love Bloodborne, I love the Souls games, but they definitely got a lot more merciless as you went along. And I definitely am not patient enough for those games. I don't need my handheld, but I do need a little bit of a normal difficulty sometimes. Mainly, I don't want to kill my hands just to beat a game. I can't go back, I can't beat Hollow Knight. A lot of people want me to go back and beat Hollow Knight at some point, but, like, I straight up can't. I straight up can't, beat the DLC. It's not possible for me. I've tried. It was about, like, 2 hours off camera, and I beat the boss, but it was... Then I found out that there was an even harder version, and I'm like, well, screw this. I can't do it. You can never overcompensate hard enough for games journalism. That's how you get good review scores. After that whole Cuphead snafu, there straight up have been more developers trying to... Sorry, hiccups. Trying to directly hold my hand. Which actually, you know, makes a lot of sense. I've been playing Cultist Simulator recently, and that game is definitely one of those where it's like... If I were not as hard-headed as I am, I would probably, you know, I could see why, or if I wasn't as hard-headed as I am, but, like, I don't know, good at picking up games, I could see getting really stuck and really frustrated in that game really fast.
Over there!
Like, that... Cultist Sim absolutely seems like the kind of game that a lazy reviewer would just, like, review and be like, nah, this is a terrible game. It kind of reminds me of, like, the original reviews of Demon's Souls were pretty harsh because it's too hard. Which, actually, to some degree, it did have some mechanics that, like, did make the game legitimately harder than it needed to be. Like, the freaking carrying capacity, that just wasn't even fun, man. I don't know what game they were making that for, but it was awful. Yeah, Hyperlight Drifter, can't beat it. Oh, dude, I got pretty much the end of Hyperlight Drifter. Had to shelve it because the game bugged out.
Christ! He's dead!
Yeah, I had to shelve Hyperlight Drifter because the game bugged out 3/4 of the way through the game. And I had to put the game down for like 2 weeks because I literally couldn't play it. My save file was busted beyond repair. And so when I came back to play the game, I straight up could not frame perfect dodge the necessary things. I just couldn't beat the game. I had to kill the series. I don't like doing that.
It's locked.
It feels really bad. Because, I mean, one, it feels like admitting defeat, but also, like, I feel like I'm failing the game devs. But then it's just like, oh wait, no, this just isn't going to be possible for me without, like, a lot of work. That's what I meant in reference. Ah, thought so. Yeah, that was my problem with Hollow Knight, I guess, to go back to that. They released the DLC, like, a year later, and it's like, by the way, this is harder than the last boss of the game. So I'm going into this with no practice, and it's the hardest part of the game? I love the fact that you can kind of engage them in combat near your explosion, and it'll just destroy them. Rats are like espresso shots for vampires. That is incredibly disgusting, but also true. I really wish doors were actually marked on the map when you see them in this game, because I am not going to remember half the explorable locations in this game. It's not that big of a deal, but it would just be kind of a nice little fix. Quality of life, I guess? I don't know, I love games where it's just like, by the way, there's like a place you can go in here. POI markers and whatnot. I know it kind of clogs the map, but let's be honest, this map could use a little bit of clogging. These like merchant symbols do not need to be nearly as large as they are. Let's see, so reach Whitechapel. Were there any other side quests? Oh, yeah, we can go back to what's-his-face. Well, question. So there's the docks. Oh, right. Docks, West End, North Docks. Thank you, Shell. Yeah, so there's characters in every location we should probably deal with. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna wander around for a little while. Oh, that's what that sounded like.
I'll kill it!
Are you? Are you really going to kill it? Because I'm going to be really impressed if you kill it. After this guy killed me the first time, or, well, his identical twin counterpart. I haven't exactly felt threatened by them. It's mostly just a learning process. They're beefy and you can't just, like, engage them. Also, really honestly, I think my main problem in this is always going to just learn this doesn't play like Dark Souls. It doesn't quite have the, it doesn't quite have the... What the... It doesn't quite have the mechanical... Oh, there's... No. Ow, come on. Really? I guess not that big of a deal. The fact that I've got a sword that just gives me... blood on strike is just lovely. Let's see, don't spend too much stamina. We're going to get mobbed. I really gotta heal. Unfortunately, there we go. One. Yeah, unfortunately, one of the problems with this game is dodging. You don't just free omnidirectional dodge, you dodge in relation to where the character is, and I dodge a little bit too soon. I have to wait until he teleports to actually dodge, otherwise it's not so good. So that was a zombie. Dr. Strickland's list, ordered by Dr. Thoreau Strickland, Pembroke Hospital. List of substance ingredients: lacrima papyrivis, medical opium, sodium hypochlorite, potassium
Opium is one of the main ingredients of Strickland's medication. Never a good move.
I wonder how many of these characters are vampified early, or if I was particularly aggressive about finding them early, if I could actually save them. I don't know. Given the investigation mechanics of the game, I wouldn't be surprised if the sparse map was intentional, plays into the need to be attentive to the environment, plays into the mystery a little bit. I guess. It just would be nice is, like, once you found a location, any location would be permanently marked. Like, I totally get I guess, what you're going with that point. But, like, it would make so much more sense if, you know, the moment I go into a door, Oh, I've been here before. That's fun. Yeah, this is where this is part of where I was running away. That's amusing. But like, if I enter into a door, or like an explorable area, I just want like a little door to show up on the wall. Nothing major, just a little bit of something, so that I know it's there. Because some of those are places that I actually would like to go back to. Some of them have like locked doors and chests and stuff. Because if I were me, if I had this map, I would, every time I'd find something I couldn't open, and I was, you know, I guess I knew it was a video game, I would just put like a little X or an L or something on the map. And it bugs me a little bit that I don't even have the option to do that. Oh, that's a good example. Breath of the Wild had a really, really nice system of, you know, kind of clogging your map eventually with a ton of things. But you knew where everything was. Hollow Knight did the same thing, honestly. Because, yeah, I don't mind the fact that there's nothing marked up in, like, West End or the North End of Whitechapel or whatever the heck this area is over here. That's actually probably the guard base, maybe, or something like that. Oh, door's been unlocked. But the fact that when I find something, it doesn't get marked, That's... bugs me a little. Not that much, but, like, it would be nice. I'm certainly going to spend a lot more time, like, wandering around trying to find shit now. As a result of my actions. Or... as a result of that lack of a mechanic. God, I love that move. Somebody was commenting that every YouTuber they follow picked the same move. And for good reason. Like, originally I was considering getting the claw. And then I realized, no, the claw is like a single-use move. If the claw was straight up, like, just enhanced your, like, natural attacks, I would have gone for the claw 100%. Maybe. But no, an AoE move to deal with, like, groups of enemies in a semi-Souls-like game? Hell yeah. Okay, I already got that one. I got all this. I'm just kind of wandering around at this point. Save the old man by defeating the skals. So I guess there's an old man in this mix. Oh, I guess I just staked him to death. Well, that's fine. Let's come back. These guys are dropping quinine. That's part of the reason why I'm doing this. It'd be lovely if you could make an army of skals to do your bidding. Maybe. It'd be neat if you could make, like, not an army of skals.
Braille. I need someone who can read this.
An unreadable text written in the Braille alphabet, with just the title in Roman alphabet, Cure for Blindness. Ah. Okay, so where's this old man? Oh, he's over here.
Come on, and I will show you how a wet boot does business.
Shit. I might die from this. We need gun. And we can't fight this many. Come on, I'm right here. Okay, they lose interest after a certain point. Really? That didn't hit the other guy? Alright. Come on! I shot him, but whatever. Give me that back. I have plenty of ammo. God, I sound so gross when I'm eating. Man, they hurt. Now here's the thing. If I wanted to... I could get more blood off of this guy. I didn't expect we'd find a leash issue. Oh. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, if I wanted to, I could stealth attack him on the way out, but that's okay. There he goes. Sorry for the scum, these guys are just twice my level. Anyway, we got what we needed. So we were supposed to save a dude down this direction, who's apparently a wet boot. I guess? He doesn't really look like Wetboot. He just looks wet.
Are you all right, sir? What are you doing in a place like this?
I'm not sure that's any of your business.
I hope you realize that staying here will put your life at great risk.
Pah! I'm not afraid of these guards of Priwen, or whatever these thugs call themselves. I can still kick some respect into those youngsters.
I wasn't specifically referring to them, but are you really after these men? Why?
They took my boy! I've had no news since he joined that crazy gang. So I decided to come and find him myself, to get some answers.
I see. But as I said, your life is at risk if you stay here. And I'm not referring to the gangs either. You should leave, sir.
Well, this part of town used to be nicer, let's say. Perhaps you're right. This isn't the best way to save Andrew.
Oh, that was a train. I was like, what kind of unholy monster is that? Oh, train.